In this video, we're going to cover how to run the CSV CAPER 2017 export. Under HMIS Reports, hover over HUD/HMIS Reports, Exports, and then CSV CAPER 2017. You can also find this report by using the search bar near the top of the page. There are certain report criteria that you will need to select before you can run the export. First, set your date range. What I have here might be different than what you might enter yourself based on your grants. Your organization should already be selected for you. It's not necessary to select the grant, but you can. I'm going to leave this blank for this example. And then select the program you are running the export for. Click Run Export on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen when you're done. You will be taken to the Export Encryption box. You have two options here. If you leave the Encrypt Export box checked, you will be required to create a password for your export. And it doesn't have to be your client track password, but it can be. When you go this route, what is actually downloaded is a small .exe or executable file that extracts the files into a zip folder, and I'll show you what that looks like a little later. If you uncheck the Encrypt Export box, then you get this warning message, and you'll need to check the box below it to continue. I assume the full responsibility of ensuring the security of the exported files and any data contained within. When you go this route, then what downloads is the zip file. There are no additional steps to go through. This is the option you want to go with if your computer has a security setting that does not allow it to download executable files from the internet. Regardless of what option you choose, you are still responsible for the security of the data you download. Leave the Include Header Row in CSV Files box checked and the Always Quote CSV Values unchecked. Once you're through, select Done. You will be taken to the Files on Server page. Now, you can already see here that I have my files, but typically these files can take an hour longer to generate. While the data is downloading, you can use the system as normal. You can come back to this page by clicking on the Files on Server menu option. Notice the difference between the two types of files. This one has .exe at the end, and this one has .zip. Please be aware that Sage will not accept the .exe file as it is. You will need to go through an additional step. We also have files called populate staging tables. You can ignore those. They are just extra files that the system generates when creating exports. Click on the paper and arrow icon to download the file. I have Windows Defender on my computer, and you might have something similar, so I need to tell my computer to run anyway. You will then need to input the password you created when you first ran the export. Check the box that says I assume responsibility for the security of the extracted files. And then you can select where the files will download by clicking on the ellipsis icon on the far right. I suggest that you place them in a folder that you create before running the export. Click Extract. Once these files are sent to the folder, you will need to zip them by clicking on the first file, holding down the Shift key, clicking on the last file, right-click on the highlighted files, Send to, Compressed Zip Folder. You can then rename that zip file for something that's easier that you can find later. That zip file is what you will be uploading to Sage. Let's go back to the Files on Server page. If you did not go the encryption route, then what actually exported was a zip file. Download the file. It will likely be sent to your Downloads folder, and you can move it to another location on your computer. However, once this file is downloaded, it's ready to be uploaded to Sage. There are no additional steps that you need to do. Thanks for watching.